Alaska, 1900. Logan, a solitary figure in the rugged wilderness, emerged from the frigid depths of an ice-covered beaver lodge. He had expertly skinned the animals, their pelts now wrapped tightly around him. In this remote northern territory, solitude was a welcome choice. With his freshly caught game in tow, he made his way to a nearby cave, his makeshift fortress in this harsh landscape. A century had passed, but Logan still preferred isolation from humanity at any cost. However, the tranquility was disrupted as a ship arrived, slicing through the serene, snow-covered landscape. From its metallic hull emerged none other than the Predator, a relentless interstellar hunter. It began scanning the surroundings, soon leading it to the frozen remains of one of its own, covered in spears and arrows. The locals had evidently played a part in the Predator's demise, and it was now on the hunt for revenge. Elsewhere, Logan ventured into town, a place he seldom visited. His destination was the Scar, a post inhabited mostly by loggers, trappers and miners. His visits were typically brief, reserved for gathering supplies or the occasional drink. Inside a dimly lit bar, he caught the attention of an old woman engaged in conversation with a desperate man in search of someone audacious enough to undertake a perilous task. Unperturbed by the man's advances, Logan tried to ignore him. Yet the man persisted, buying him drink after drink until a bottle stood before him. Wolverine was not interested in conversation, but when two locals noticed the furs he had brought and suspected hidden treasures, they grew covetous. The situation escalated as one of them brandished a gun. In a flash, Logan shattered a bottle against one man's face and used a chair's legs to strike the other. He swiftly disarmed one and drove a knife into another's foot. The man with the gun fired wildly, missing Logan. In a display of remarkable ferocity, Logan incapacitated both assailants before leaving the bar. The man with the proposal pursued Logan, impressed by his prowess. He revealed that his son had been kidnapped and was being held for ransom, which was why he sought Logan's help. Meanwhile, the Predator roamed the snow-covered mountains, targeting wildlife from mountain goats to cougars and even killer whales. Returning to its base, it noticed a thin plume of smoke in the distance, leading it to a native village nestled among the trees. Its cloaked presence went unnoticed as it prepared to strike. Back in the blizzard, Logan and his newfound companion ventured deeper into the wilderness, their horses growing increasingly agitated. They stumbled upon gruesome scenes of skinned and hung people, whom Logan recognized as the harmonious natives he respected. This discovery infuriated him, but he remained unaware of the Predator lurking in the shadows. Approaching a cabin with flickering lights and a roaring fire, Logan kicked open the door, swiftly dispatching 4 men inside. Before he could inquire about his location, he was shot in the back by the man who had hired him, a former ally turned traitor. The man intended to leave, but his head exploded from a shot, revealing the presence of the Predator, who then engaged in combat with Wolverine. In the ensuing struggle, the Predator was wounded and revealed its face, while Wolverine shattered his claws on one hand. The Predator managed to impale Wolverine with a spear before tending to its own injuries. Wolverine, wounded but alive, limped away, believing the bear he had encountered earlier had dealt with the Predator. Outside, the Predator, carrying the severed head of the bear, emerged from the cave, signaling that the battle was far from over. Many years later, in the dense jungles of South America, Wolverine had joined forces with Team X, a group of skilled operatives that included Sabretooth. Their mission was to suppress a guerrilla force planning a coup deep in the heart of the jungle. However, upon their arrival, they stumbled upon the remains of one of the guerrilla force, skinned and hanging. It was a gruesome sight that triggered a buried recollection of the Predator, a relentless hunter from the past. Now 5 Predators materialized from their cloaked forms, ready to face Team X in a showdown amidst the unforgiving jungle. In the present day, we rejoin the main storyline with Wolverine in Canada, being relentlessly pursued by the Predator. As we return to the current moment, Wolverine is in a dire situation, having narrowly escaped the Predator by retreating under a cliff. Here, he waits to allow his powerful healing factor to mend his wounds. Uncertainty gnaws at him as he ponders the passing of time, wondering whether minutes or hours have slipped by. Eventually, Wolverine musters the courage to leave his hiding spot. Drawing from his extensive history with these deadly hunters, he speculates that the Predator might have moved on, driven by its stubborn yet impatient nature. However, as he attempts to climb out, a misstep causes a cascade of rocks, inadvertently revealing his location to the relentless foe. The hunt resumes as the Predator fires its beams at Wolverine, forcing him to leap off the cliff, plummeting 200 feet into a river. As he plunges into the water, Wolverine's thoughts are consumed by his current predicament and the uncertainty of what lies ahead. Adding to his distress, the adamantium fused to his bones makes underwater maneuvering a formidable challenge, compounded by being pinned down by a rock slide. Meanwhile, in the present day, we gain a closer look at the predator with the distinctive 5 claw marks on its face, similar to what we observed at the end of the first issue. Shifting back to a Team X flashback, we witness a grim turn of events. Cruel, one of the team members, is the first to fall victim to the predators. His life is abruptly extinguished as one of these hunters catches him off guard with a net gun. This incident serves as a confirmation that danger is imminent for the rest of Team X. The 5 predators, led by the one with a scarred mask, close in on Wolverine, who is seen wearing the predator's shuriken around his neck. This same shuriken was previously seen lodged in Logan's leg when the predator threw it in their last encounter. Wolverine reflects on why he keeps this shuriken, seeing it as a reminder of the pain he has endured. It parallels the predator's penchant for keeping its mask and scars as mementos. Upon spotting the predator, Wolverine senses a connection and the significance of the shuriken. He taunts the predator, asking if it desires the shuriken, and hurls it at them. In an astonishing display of skill, Wolverine not only hits a target but also catches the shuriken. Following this, Wolverine instructs Maverick, Sabretooth and Jackson to retreat, but Sabretooth opens fire with a minigun, displaying his characteristic recklessness. The ensuing chaos results in another confrontation with the predators. It sneaks up behind him, stabbing him in the back with its spear, which would have been lethal to most, but to this predator's surprise, Sabretooth just turns around and pulls him into it. Wolverine urges his team to fall back due to the invisible and enigmatic nature of their adversaries. Maverick inquires about the predators, suspecting that Wolverine possesses some knowledge about them. However, Wolverine's fragmented memories provide only partial answers. As the team withdraws, the predators capture Jackson. Seconds later, a body falls with no head, a gruesome conclusion for her. A bomb that was still attached to Jackson's body goes off, sending a piece of debris into Maverick's leg, so now he's not able to walk. As Wolverine starts patching him up, Maverick sees a predator launching for an attack. Maverick shoots it down. Wolverine and Maverick then make their escape, leaving the remaining predators behind. We then see how the Yautja treat their own injured. Considered as a failure, they brutally execute them. Inside a temple, Logan and Maverick discover a stockpile of explosives that belong to the general they were after. Unexpectedly, the general and his remaining men are also seeking refuge there. The general acknowledges the dire threat posed by the predators and proposes a temporary alliance with Wolverine. Later, when no sign of the last 2 predators is detected, one of the general's men suggests they might have left. However, the predators return with a vengeance, showcasing their combat skills and unique weaponry. The predators make short work of the soldiers. Both predators have been tracking Wolverine via the shuriken he stole, leading them to their location. They let off plasma shots, but with closer inspection, they only see the shuriken. It's a trap. The predators are surrounded by explosives. Right away, the whole stockpile of bombs in the temple starts beeping. The bombs detonate and blow the place sky high. The story then shifts to Wolverine's post-Weapon X phase, where he has recently undergone the adamantium bonding process. The Scar Predator infiltrates the facility and engages in a brutal rampage, killing all he comes across. Eventually, the Predator finds Logan sedated, helpless and vulnerable in the lab. In present-day Canada, we find Wolverine trapped beneath a colossal rock, submerged in the depths of a riverbed. Aware of the peril he faces, he recognizes that his survival hinges on breaking free from this predicament. His adversary, a relentless creature that has relentlessly pursued him, employs advanced technology. Wolverine, in stark contrast, thrives in the wild with just the clothes on his back, a testament to his unmatched survival skills. While formidable, the predators rely heavily on their technological prowess. Wolverine, bleeding and pinned, seizes upon a cunning strategy. Recognizing the predator's dependence on heat-detecting masks, he utilizes his own blood to cloud the water around him. This murky camouflage renders him virtually invisible in the predator's thermal vision. In a metaphorical nod to the age-old tale of the tortoise and the hare, Wolverine reflects on the danger of becoming overconfident when armed with technological superiority. The predator, accustomed to its advantageous gadgets, underestimates the resourcefulness of its opponent. As Wolverine blends into the heat-clouded water, the predator's visibility plummets. When the predator lunges to seize its prey, it finds an empty space. Wolverine has deftly escaped. We transport back in time to the Weapon X facility, where the Predator ominously surveys the operations on the monitors. Observing Wolverine's torturous transformation, the Predator witnesses the revelation of the adamantium-laced skeleton concealed beneath the layers of flesh. Wolverine, emerging from his memory-wiped state, retaliates in a feeble attempt, driving his claws into the Predator. However, weakened and compromised, Wolverine can do little more. In a surprising twist, the Predator produces a small canister of acid, pouring it into Wolverine's mouth. As the corrosive substance chokes him and devours his flesh, the life drains from Wolverine. Only the adamantium skull remains, transforming him into the ultimate prize, a coveted trophy for the Predator's collection. With Wolverine in tow, the Predator transports him to his ship, laying him amidst a gallery of other collected skulls. Unbeknownst to the Predator, the government catches wind of the breach in security, prompting a swift response. Fighter jets swarm the alien ship, engaging in a fierce aerial battle. Despite one jet being downed, the Predator ascends into the atmosphere, seemingly impervious to the assault. The berserker, rage inherent in Wolverine, awakens, triggered perhaps by the rockets striking the ship. With his adamantium claws, he ferociously claws at the ship's hull, creating an opening. Breaking free, Wolverine plummets through the atmosphere like a blazing meteor, landing with an impactful crash that forms a massive crater, his body still smouldering and ablaze. Professor Thornton retrieves Wolverine's body, discovering a Predator mask in the process. Utilizing the mask, he enhances his ability to control Wolverine, delving into new avenues of manipulation and control. This brings us to a week ago, where Wolverine, determined to unravel his fractured history, revisits the ruins of the Weapon X lab. Among the remnants lies the Predator's helmet, a lingering artifact of his relentless pursuer. Wolverine strategically positions the helmet in an open field, setting a trap and patiently awaiting the imminent confrontation. After years of evasion, he is now prepared to bring closure to this relentless pursuit on his own terms, deep in the untamed north, where the only governing force is tooth and claw. Before delving into this decisive encounter, a temporal leap transports us back to Japan, specifically the Muramasa estate in the past. Here, Wolverine undergoes intensive training with Muramasa, an unparalleled swordsman and renowned swordsmith. Forbidden from using his claws, Wolverine hones his skills with a blade, with Muramasa imparting the wisdom that proficiency with a sword transcends merely defeating opponents. It grants the ability to overcome legions. As the training progresses, Muramasa senses the impending threat. Wolverine and Muramasa, once sparring partners, now prepare to unite against the common enemy, the Predator, drawn to his prey. Wolverine retrieved the Predator's helmet from the case, employing it as bait to draw the elusive hunter out for one final confrontation. Patiently, he awaited the Predator's arrival for a week, knowing it would eventually appear. When it finally emerged, adorned in its familiar skull mask from Muramasa's estate, Wolverine set his plan in motion. In the present day, Wolverine meticulously crafted a trap for the Yautja, but its purpose wasn't to ensnare the Predator. Aware that the Predator would anticipate danger and expect a trap, Wolverine devised a cunning strategy. The trap was strategically laid out to be discovered by the Predator, creating the illusion of imminent danger and lulling the creature into a false sense of security. With the helmet reclaimed, the Predator would be led to believe it had triumphed, thus lowering its guard. Wolverine, anticipating this outcome, willingly took a hit as the Predator lunged for its prized possession. Knowing that the Predator's reliance on technology had been its downfall in the past, Wolverine viewed returning the helmet as handing the creature the tools of its own demise. Returning to Logan's memory from the Muramasa estate, we witness Wolverine's plea to Muramasa for assistance, only to be met with the sage's refusal, deeming the Predator not his adversary. As Wolverine engages in combat with the Predator, Muramasa remains on the sidelines, unwilling to intervene and deprive Wolverine of this vital learning experience. Wolverine, finding his focus amidst the chaos, confronts the Predator, recognizing the significance of its new helmet fashioned from their previous encounter's bare skull, a bold declaration of intent to finish what was started. However, the tide of battle shifts when the Predator unleashes a plasma cannon, disarming Wolverine of his sword. Reacting instinctively, Wolverine unsheathes his claws, only for the Predator to cloak itself and retreat, leaving Wolverine momentarily bewildered. It's only later, as the Hand arrives, poised for combat, that Wolverine realizes the Predator's departure wasn't an act of cowardice, but a deliberate choice to engage solely with him. Reflecting on the encounter, Wolverine acknowledges the unexpected intervention of his foe. as a moment where his enemy inadvertently spared his life. We fast forward to another chapter in Wolverine's tumultuous past, landing us in Westchester, New York, within the hallowed halls of Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters. Wolverine assumes his guard outside, yet his absence at the dinner table doesn't go unnoticed, particularly by the likes of Kurt and Kitty, underscoring the depth of Wolverine's connections with them. However, tranquility is shattered when danger strikes, signalled by ominous dots appearing on Charles Xavier's forehead. With instinctive reflexes, Wolverine springs into action, hurling Charles to safety as a blast narrowly misses its mark. The ensuing chaos unfurls as the Predator unleashes a barrage of missiles, wreaking havoc and escalating the peril. As Colossus emerges to assess the situation, Wolverine swiftly directs him to safeguard Charles, guiding him to a secure location below. Meanwhile, Wolverine ascends the stairs, intent on ensuring the safety of the students affected by the blast. Amidst the wreckage, he finds Kitty Pryde, dazed but thankfully alive. Yet, before he can fully attend to her, the Predator launches a surprise attack, catching Wolverine off guard with a vicious blow. In the nick of time, Nightcrawler intervenes, whisking Wolverine away to safety with his teleportation abilities, transporting him downstairs to join the other students, narrowly averting further catastrophe. In this pivotal moment, Wolverine's fierce protectiveness for his companions is palpable as he vehemently insists that Kurt and the others stay clear of the unfolding danger. As he prepares to confront the threat alone, Kurt offers his assistance, reminding Wolverine that he doesn't have to face this peril unaided. However, as Wolverine ascends the stairs, the situation escalates when the Predator seizes Rogue as a hostage. Despite Rogue's plea to use her powers to aid him, Wolverine steadfastly refuses, sacrificing himself to protect his friend, commanding the Predator to take him instead. Moments before they depart for the Predator's ship, a surprising twist unfolds as another Wolverine rushes onto the scene. To the Predator's astonishment, it's revealed to be an illusion crafted by Danny Moonstar, adding a layer of deception to the confrontation. With the arrival of Nightcrawler, who disrupts the Predator's technology, and Kitty Pryde launching a stealthy attack from below, the tide of the battle shifts. Although the Predator manages to cloak itself and evade capture, Wolverine's X-Men allies prove instrumental in averting disaster, albeit temporarily, marking a triumph for their makeshift family. Returning to the present day, we find ourselves amidst the climactic showdown, following the string of encounters that have led to this moment. The Predator relentlessly pursues Wolverine, determined to reclaim the trophy that slipped through its grasp beneath the waterlogged rocks. In a stroke of tactical brilliance, Wolverine capitalizes on his adversary's thermal vision capabilities, disguising himself with mud to evade detection. The Predator, deceived by the illusion of an eye peering from the muddy facade, strikes out only to realize its mistake as Wolverine launches a ferocious assault from behind, shattering the Predator's plasma cannon and shoulder armor. Engaged in a brutal melee, the Predator resorts to its razor-sharp blade and ceremonial dagger, pitted against Wolverine's adamantium claws. Their clash is a symphony of violence, each blow inflicted with lethal intent. Yet, in this deadly dance, only Wolverine possesses the gift of rapid regeneration, leaving the Predator to face the grim reality of its mortality. As the Predator initiates the countdown on its wrist, a ritualistic acknowledgement of its impending demise, Wolverine, though unable to comprehend the language, recognizes the significance of the ticking clock. In those fleeting moments, he harbors a silent hope that the Predator comprehends the futility of its century-long pursuit to vanquish him. The detonation that follows is a cataclysmic crescendo, engulfing the Predator in a maelstrom of destruction. Days later, as Wolverine emerges from the ashes, his body regenerated atop his adamantine skeleton, a profound sense of emptiness gnaws at him. Wolverine carries the weight of their battle as a solemn trophy, a tangible reminder of the void left by the absence of his formidable foe.